there everybody, it's Kathy Champion and I am your independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator here in North Carolina, and welcome to my channel. I have put out my host code for the month of October. This is good through the 31st of this month, and then that host code will be closed out and we'll have a new one for November. But before we get started, I want to explain what I'm doing. I need to make a sympathy card because my youngest daughter's best friend's grandmother passed away, and I want to send a sympathy card to them. And this Field of Flower stamp set has this beautiful border of just grass and little wildflowers, and I thought, how cute would it be to have this? And then always, and then in my heart stamped at the top of it. And I kind of got an idea in my head what I want this to look like, and I thought I would just bring y'all along for the ride. I also pulled out my Well Said stamp set, which is 2 stamp sets, and these are all sentiments, and they do have some nice sentiments in here for like sending healing thoughts your way. Let's see, where was the one I saw? Know that love, prayers, and caring surrounds you today. That's a very good one for a sympathy card. So I don't like sympathy cards that have the word sympathy on them, because I think sometimes sympathy can be kind of a negative word. I'm going to put that out of our way for right now. This host code will also be in the description, so if you don't catch this here, I will have it in the description, so you can always look for it there. Alright, what I did is I have this little piece of scrap cardstock, and it is a 4x5. The first thing I need is I do need a piece of white, and I don't need a huge piece. Maybe this one. And what I want here is about, your ruler is your best friend when you're card making, so decide where you want this. And I think I want it about there. Now what I'm going to do is measure from there down, and it looks like I need about a 2-inch, maybe 1 3/4, a 1 3/4 inch piece to go across the bottom. Let's see, 1 3/4. And this is the piece we're going to use to stamp on. So I'm going to grab that stamp set, Field of Flowers, and this is a photopolymer stamp, so I know that I am going to want to use my my little Stampin' Pierce mat. Let's see. This looks like it's going to go all the way across, so we're going to stamp this all the way across. And I think I want to line it up. And you know what I think I'm going to do? I'm going to pull out another handy dandy tool. I'm going to pull out my Stamparatus for this. And I'll tell you why I'm going to do that. Because I may have to do this twice. And I need to decide whether I want to do it. So I don't need my Stampin' Pierce mat since I'm going to use this. Let's see. Yep, like that, and then we'll put this plate on, just like this. And I am going to, wow, I think I got that to sit up for a minute. I'm going to lay this in here. I think what I want to do is I want to put, I don't need that with this because this already has the backing on it, so we will lay this over here. And we can actually get this placed where we want it. And I'm going to grab one of the magnets out of the back. Well, it looks like my magnet's attached to something else, so let me grab one. And again, I'm going to line this up like so, and I'm going to put one of these nice strong magnets there. And then we're going to put this down exactly where we want it to stamp. Just like that. And I'm trying to decide if I want this to stamp in a black or if I want to do it in a green or a brown. I am thinking that maybe soft suede, or what if we stick with the colors and we use the Night of Navy? That would be pretty. I think that's what I'm going to go with. I'm going to do the Night of Navy. Pacific Point, Night of Navy. Get my right color out. I think that would be really pretty with that cardstock, and it will give it continuity, and that's something we always looks good in our stamps. And remember what I told you, you can always put this up on a stamp case to keep it even so you can ink it. That's beautiful. Nice even pressure. And it looks like it needs a little bit more on this side. Oh yeah, that's gorgeous. So now I am going to close that little ink pad up, because y'all know that I'll make a mess if I don't clean it, if I don't keep it closed. I'm just going to bring out my little chamois, and I'm just going to wipe the stamp down. For right now, and we will clean that much better in a little bit, but for right now, that's going to give me the cleaning that I need. And we're going to move this out, and I want to make sure that this dries, so I'm just going to set it up over here. And I am going to put my magnet back there. I'll tell you what my magnets did. They attracted to another stamping platform that I have. And as a reminder, if y'all buy this Stamparatus, do not let those magnets clink together, because they will break. Mine are broke. That's the reason they're wrapped up in washi tape. Now you can buy replacement magnets for this, so you know if you do break them, they are replaceable. But just thought I would throw that out there and let you know that you do need to be very, very, very careful with your magnets, because they are some strong boogers, to say the least. I think what I'm going to do this time is I'm going to set my grid paper under it, and that should deter it from wanting to slip on me. Okay, so we got that done, and I'm going to bring my card back over, because I was actually thinking of doing a white border at the top. So why not use the same piece of paper? And I think what I want to do, this is going to go here, but we're going to cut this down. So we know that this is 4 1/4, so I'm going to cut this down to 4. So I'm going to take probably about 1/8 of an inch off, and it looks like I need to even the bottom of it up just a hair. So bring out that handy little trimmer again. And the first thing I wanted to do, and I don't think it had anything to do with the paper, I am sure that it had to do with my Stampin'. Even though I used the Stamparatus, I think I still got off just a little bit. Let's see if that doesn't look a little better. Oh yeah. Now what I want to do is even it up by putting it right here on a line. Just like that. And now we're going to even this up. Now we're going to cut about 1/8 of an inch off of this side. we're going to turn it and take about 1/8 of an inch off of that side. Just like that. Now this is going to sit down here a lot prettier than it did. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to use some ribbon or something across there. So let's get my little pieces and everything over here out of my way. And let's measure and see what we want to do here. Or do I want to just make a triangle? And I have these neutral papers right here. So let's see what we have in here that is Night of Navy. It's Night of Navy, and so is that. So is that. Alright, I think I know exactly what I want to do with this now. This is also Night of Navy. I think I like the wood grain. Isn't that pretty? Alright, so what we're going to do, 4, okay, let's try this again. 4 across, so we want it 4 this way. Is that old saying, measure twice, measure twice and cut once? That's what I should have done. I should have measured twice and I only had to cut once. And now this way is going to be 3 3/4. Alright, so now we should have this exactly where we need it to be. Lay those stamps back over here. So pretty. And now we're going to cut another piece of white. I feel that I've got some white in here. Oh, I got some up here. I have some card bases that I already cut. Alright, I'm going to put this down. I want to put this on here. And I am thinking that I want to stamp this little firefly or dragonfly right here. I think I want him to be coming off of the card in that little area right there. So let's grab a stamp block. Just going to load him up because I want him to look like he's in flight. Right about there. And I am going to grab my little Stampin' Pierce mat. Like I said, when I'm working with, and the little things that you do with a card like this, just the little things make such a difference. Do I want to stamp that on here? Let me see. I may want to put these little flowers because I think these flowers will line up perfectly on here. I thought they would, but maybe not. Okay. Go back to our original plan. could always do it like this and put some of these little flowers on the stems that are sticking up. I think that's why they put the little flowers in there, so you can do that, but we're not. I'm going to stick to my original plan. And I'm just going to ink that up very gently. I might even stamp it off on maybe my grid paper. Pretty good. But do I want it to be that bright? Or do I want it to be more muted? Yeah, let's try it like that. And I messed up. Let's see how good I can get back on here and get that stamped right on top of it. I know my head's in the camera and I do apologize. Let me pull this down and see if I can get that. Oh, pretty good. I did it. That's always a challenge when you're trying to stamp over top of another stamp. And let's go ahead and see if we can get this layered up on here. And I'm going to use some Stampin' Seal. And all I'm going to do is run it around the edges. And a little bit in the middle. Now if it goes over the edge, just take and roll it back with your finger, roll it onto itself, just like you would with sticky tape or, you know, two-sided tape. Just like that. And now we are going to very, very carefully put this down right about here. Just like that, and press it down really good. Let's pop this up first. And let's get some Stampin' Dimensionals. And I'm going to show you what I did, and you might have remembered seeing me do this. I took all of these little corners that after you use up your Stampin' Dimensionals, don't throw these away, because you can use these. They work great to put on the edges like that. And I'll put one right there and one right here. And then I'm going to come up here and grab, these work great for your corners because they're already angled. Just like that. I'm going to put one right there. No need to waste these. I mean, you know, I say get the most you can out of your products. So these are like $4 for a pack of them, and you get I forget how many sheets in a pack, but they're not that expensive, and these things work so well. And you can also use, even though these are the bits and pieces that was left over, you can use your paper piercing tool to pull these backers off just like you can the others. They're the same material, the same backer, everything is the same. So you're just using up what some people would throw away, but I don't throw away. I just don't have it in me. Alright, so what I want to do with this is I just want to sit this down right here. Something like that. Let's see if we can do it on a punch. I'm going to try something a little bit different, and I'm not going to use the Stamparatus. I'm going to try stamping it right in the middle of here. And let me grab those stamps again. It's going to be the Always Thinking of You. And I think what I want to do is I'm going to lay the stamps where I want them to be. I'm wondering if they will fit inside of one of these. This is the celebration labels. These are gorgeous. I use these quite a bit. And that will fit beautifully. Let's see how this fits on here. Absolutely gorgeous. So that's what we're going to do. Okay, bring that over right there. And this is kind of good to show you that if you don't have the Stamparatus, you can still do this. And my Night of Navy. We're going to make this work the first time, because with this way you only have one choice, one chance. So I'm going to put some nice even pressure on there, trying not to rock it, and I forgot to put my little Stampin' Pierce mat under it. But hopefully we got a good image. Beautiful. I love it. So now we're going to take this die after I close my ink. And we are going to fit this right over top like that. And we're going to run this through the die cut machine. And I'm not going to bring it back over. I'm just going to do this from over here. Y'all saw me use it, and you know how wonderful it cuts. So let's put that right there. See how you can reuse these little tags? And this is what they are. They're just the little post-it note flags, and they're not very expensive, and you can use these over and over, and they work really good because they never tear your paper. Never had one to tear my paper yet. Okay, let's take that off. And take this off. And there we go. As you can see, this card took on a completely different look than I even imagined. And I am going to pop this up on dimensionals. And for this one, I'm going to go in and just grab my regulars. And we're going to balance this. It's always important to make sure you balance your pieces that you put on your card. So I'm going to put one on each corner, and then I'm going to do one here because this is a large piece, and one here. That just gives you some nice stability so that so it doesn't rock on your card, and you don't have to worry about it coming off of your card. Nothing could be more embarrassing to send a card to somebody that falls apart on them. So let's put this right here. Isn't that pretty? So simple, and yet it's very, very elegant. And I like that for a sympathy card because it's such a difficult time in your life, and you I don't know, it really touches my heart when I think about us losing our loved ones, because you know, they're our life, they're our blood, and it's always so hard. But anyway, I am hoping that Jennifer's friend April will know that I was thinking of her and the loss that her family suffered. And this was her maternal grandmother, so her mother's mother. And it could just be so difficult. So I'm going to reach up here and grab another one of my white bases. Let's hope I got one that's cut to the right. This one's perfect. So we're going to stamp on this too, and I'm going to grab that other stamp set. Know that prayers, love, and caring surround you today. Whatever, whenever, I'm here for you. I think those two would be very nice to put on here. So I'm really kind of revamping whether I want to go back with that dragonfly and put one like he's flying off the top up here. What do y'all think? It's so hard to stamp once you've done that. Look, I got ink all over me. Nah, I'm not going to do it. I'm just going to go ahead and see if we can put a nice sentiment inside. Like that. And the other one is I'm going to kind of put those together so they will kind of mimic one stamp. And don't be afraid to do that. You can add your stamps together like that and make it feel like it's one. I'm going to follow through with the same ink that I've been using. And let's do this right here. Just didn't do it quite dark enough for me. So let's try this again. Much better. Alrighty. Again, I'll clean those up after we finish. Now, one other thing that I think I really want to do is I want to do one of these flowers. Oh, sorry, baby. I dropped that stamp set. Flew off of the side of my desk and it hit my dog and he about jumped out of his skin. Poor baby. I didn't mean to scare you, darling. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, baby. he's so skittish. I'm going to put this right here. And we are really making use of this stamp set today, aren't we? And look how this will perfectly fit right there. So let's stamp the stem first. I'm going to do this kind of off the card just a bit, just like that. And of course I'm getting ink all over me. And then I want to lay these down like so. Isn't it cute the way these will just stamp right there? Very pretty. And I'm going to stamp these off and then on. So pretty. And then I still have room enough to sign my name, and this is going to be me sending my condolences. So I think it's so important to let people know in times of need that you do care about them and that you are thinking of them, and that's what I'm hoping this card will say to April and her family. Her mother's not doing real good, and to lose her mom is, you know, devastating to say the least. So let's just lay this in here. And now we have this card done. And isn't that pretty? I think it turned out gorgeous. I think it's just simple, but yet just very pretty. And you know, you could use this same design for any card, a thinking of you, always thinking of you, and it wouldn't have to be anything sympathetic. You could just write a note inside and tell someone how much they mean to you. Just so many different things that we could do with a card like this. So I hope you've enjoyed the process of this video. I know this card has been very long, but thank you so much for hanging in there with me, and hopefully we will come back together again real soon, and I'll have something a little more upbeat than a sympathy card. But after all, one thing that's always needed is sympathy cards, birthday cards, anniversary cards, and of course thank you cards and thinking of you. So those are the cards that I usually try to home in on when I'm making a card. Thank you again so much. May God richly bless you and keep you. And as I always say in closing, let everything that you do and say bring glory to our Father in heaven. If you are not a subscriber and you like what you saw, please hit that subscribe button and come back and see what else we do. I love you all very much, and I want to thank all my faithful subscribers for always being there and support me. I love you all very much, and until we craft again, bye-bye.